Hey guys, Anthony Michael here from Dean and Tony Saw Shop. Just wanted to show y'all, update y'all on my project, building a saw entirely from parts. This is the crankcase that we assembled. We just robbed a bunch of good parts off of other crankcases and made one good crankcase. So obviously the oil tanks, these came off of one saw. This came off of a 306A, good condition. Old Saw Shop supplied the oil tank gasket, every other gasket you could get. Go to Old Saw Shop, and Little Red Barn's good too, y'all. They got good stuff. But yeah, so here we are. Got to get a tensioner bolt. I have some. So we also, I didn't have any, one part that I didn't have was any original pull and pull handles, but these ones are, you can get these at, Advanced Auto Parts, the replacement. They're damn close, and I mean, they're a lot more sturdy too. I mean, they're hard plastic rather than that really soft rubber, but this will do. So we got the recoil side put together. Anyway, that's where we're at with the crankcase. Also, let me show y'all what I did. I basically scavenged through a bunch of different hardware that I have and parts, and this is all of the hardware that I'm gonna need. I've got some stuff coming in the mail, some stuff that I didn't have. Like a solid state coil. I wanted to make this saw solid state, so waiting on my coil. I got a new old stock coil on eBay, man. I'm telling you guys, eBay is your friend for new old stock parts and really any parts for these saws. Yeah, I'm excited for that. But yeah, we got all that stuff. I'm also waiting on a cylinder gasket kit and a piston from Little Red Barn. But we're going to put an original shrink wrap 245A handlebar. I know this looks identical to the ones that I rewrapped, but this is not rewrapped. This is original. If you look close, you can see the scratches in it and stuff. So I'm going to put that on there. I've only got 2 of these that are original. I only have 2 of these 245A handlebars with original shrink wrap on them. You could tell the difference in the early models and the laters, because the earlies, I guess the dip or the shrink tubing goes 8 inches from here, from the bottom on both sides. So there's that. Also, I had a cylinder cover that I'd been holding on to for a while, but it was pitted to hell, man. I mean, it was so pitted and bad. This whole side was like gone right here. So I got trusty old JB Weld. I mean, you can probably still kind of see some of the, patchwork. Yeah, there you go. I mean, but that looks 20 times better than it did, y'all. This thing was pitted to hell. Pitting all here on the side. I mean, I think that came out pretty good, considering. And I just, waited for it to dry, and then maybe a bunch of, you see all my little sanding bits here. This thing right here. Sand it all down, spray it with primer. Now I'm going to paint it. I got some donor parts here. So a 245A solid state flywheel cover. This is going to be used. And then I've got one of the 245A clutch cover. And we could just make it, I mean, these parts are actually in really good shape. I could just use them and make it a later model, color match the rest, but we're not going to do that. This is my saw. And we got the tops ready. There's one top. There's the gas tank cover. Here, I wanted to show you, this is cool. This is a 245A cylinder. You can see it's got the big bore. Also, that you can see that this is a later model 245A cylinder. And what I mean by that is you can see this third screw hole here, a little lump. So I'm gonna put one of these mufflers on it. Okay, this was an NOS 245A 2-bolt muffler that I had that did have some rust on it, so I, sanded it down real good and then painted it with some engine enamel. Shit, of course, it's not gonna let me take it off. Let me see if we can see inside here from this. Okay, all right. It's got a new old stock spark arrestor screen in there and baffle. So, what I did, y'all, to make this work, you notice the front is a 2-bolt muffler. The back is a 1-bolt Poland muffler. And you see they fit. It fits good. It's not loose. I mean, you're not gonna, I will say, it's not the greatest thing to do that, all right? It's not the best idea in the world. Unless you have a good condition 1-bolt housing like this and like a really good condition 2-bolt front, then it'll fit pretty snug. But you guys know most of these parts, they kind of get bent out and stuff. Well, anyway, rather than me destroying this perfectly good cylinder, because I've had people say, oh, just grind that off. I'm not doing that. I'm not touching. This is a new old stock cylinder. I got this from Mike Spencer. This has never been on a saw. This is, I'm not doing that. So I opted to put the 1-bolt housing with the 2-bolt back with the spark arrestor and baffle, and it fits perfect on there. So that's what we're going to do for that. And yeah, so that's where we're at right now. Crankcase coming along. See the parts. We're about to go paint this now that the primer's dry. See some of that pitting there. You can still see some of the JB Weld. Won't focus. There we go. See what I mean? But she's scrubbed out. She's clean. Sanded. I want to thank my buddy Dean. He gave me a good carb. I'm going to put a carb kit in it. One thing I am going to have to fool around with and find, I know I have it somewhere in my parts. I've got, I'm going to need some reeds. Reed pedals. This is all carb parts I got. There's some reeds in there. We'll get that and we'll go through it. Some more mufflers to go through. Flywheels, more oil tanks. I was going to use this one, but then I realized I didn't have the damn gasket for the top. But the other one, I figured, you know what, I'm just going to leave one that's completely intact. I'm not even going to remove the pump off the top. And we've got a good bit of clutches and stuff. Clutches, fuel lines. If this works out, I told y'all we're going to do the same thing here with these parts. I've already cherry picked out a whole nother set of parts to build another crankcase like that. So I really hope this works. Never done it like this. I have in the past, I have taken a crankcase that was already assembled and used a good crankcase to build out another saw, but that's easy. You ain't doing nothing. That ain't really nothing impressive. But I figured screw it, because I did at one point, I had all of my crankcase parts, all the, I had a bunch of both, this whole thing at one point in pieces was on eBay, along in the box with the rest of the crap I had. And it sat, nobody wanted it, so I figured, well, what the hell, I got this whole entire box full of crankcases, oil tanks, and all this other shit. I may as well just build a saw with it all, if I can't get rid of it. So that's what I'm going to do, and then I'll probably do it again one more time, and then what I have left over, if it's usable, I'll use it. If not, Anybody's interested in buying it, let me know, because I'll sell it. Otherwise, yeah, I've got a bag. I mean, let me see. Hardware, every bit of hardware you could think of, y'all. I mean, for these saws, it's ridiculous. It took me 2 hours just to dig through. And anybody looking for a coil? Points of condenser, though. We don't want that right now. Yeah, it's a mess right now because of this damn project. I've been ripping shit apart non-stop. And then it's like the further you go, the more you're like, oh wait, I need one of these. I need one of these. You know, I don't have one of these. A lot of that been going on here the last couple days. Wondering like, what the hell am I gonna miss now? You know, what am I missing now? There was a few things that I did have to get on eBay, of course. You know, like some gaskets and stuff. Should I have? But yeah, this is pretty much all the hardware I'm gonna need right here. I kind of put it all together in one spot. Good little oiler button. Good choke lever. New cotter pins. Always. It's a good tensioner bolt right here. I know these are a bitch when they bend. I know that pisses people off. Put a brand new spark plug in here too. Fucking AutoZone CJ8. But yeah, I'll keep y'all updated. Stay tuned. 245A from parts.